Hello, and this is an introduction video of section 5, building an application using multiple containers. In this video, we will demonstrate how you can create your own container and push it to Docker Hub repository. So in this demonstration, we will use the steps to make our own image. So the first step would be to create a Docker file. So what is Docker file? It is a file where you can tell the steps for your customized application, so it can be reproduced multiple times. Next, we will run the file locally to create an image. After that, we will move this image to Docker Hub repository so we can use it from anywhere. Next, we will redeploy it again to confirm it. And finally, we will create an application using Docker Compose. So before going for deployment, we need to understand the Docker file concepts. So I have mentioned the link that will guide you about the keywords you can use in Docker file in order to develop an image as per your application needs. So for demonstration, let's jump to our terminal. So I have already defined the Docker file, so let's look into it. So what this Docker file is doing, it's downloading the image of WordPress and then copying the theme in WP content themes folder. So when the container is run from this image, it will have this theme by default. And finally, we have exposed it to 8080 port, although WordPress container is by default exposed to 80 port. So now let's create from here. Next, we need to execute this Docker file. So for that, we will use the command docker build tag t for tag, and then the name of the image, and finally put the dot so it can automatically detect where in this location the Docker file exists. So let's hit on enter. So as you can see that it has created in steps. So it has total 4 steps. In first step, it has downloaded the WordPress image, and then in the next step, it has created this folder. And in the third step, it has copied the content of this folder to this location. And finally, it has exposed it to 8084 port. So now let's check our images, Docker images. And as you can see, we have the WordPress tag blog image. So now let's make a container from this image. But before doing that, we have to create a MySQL DB container as well in order to WordPress work properly. Now let's clear our screen and create a MySQL DB container. So now let's hit enter. Now let's check our container, and currently it is running. Next, we need to create a WordPress container. So we will use the image WordPress tag blog. And also, as you can see, I have exposed this to 8082 port. So WordPress will be exposed to 8080 port. So now let's hit enter. Now let's check our containers. And also we will look for the WordPress logs. So it's running perfectly. Next, we need to check it on our browser that we can access it on 8082 port. So now let's type the IP and the port. Now we will name this blog, and the username will be admin, and the password will be the password. Next, we need to click on install WordPress. Now let's log in. So now we are in the WordPress dashboard. So let's go to appearances and themes. Now, as you can see that we have the new theme available here that we have copied in the WP content themes folder. So now let's activate it. So now the theme has been activated. Let's visit the site. And sure enough, we get the updated theme. So that's it for this video.